Since I've started my freelance career and working at home since 8 years ago, I've been spending hours and hours at my desk every day. So I've been continuously improving the desk environment that I'm in to gain more productivity. Not only improving your productivity, it's also important to keep yourself healthy. In this video, I'd like to share with you guys a snapshot of the continuous process towards building the perfect desk setup for my productivity and good health. Hi, my name is Takuya, a software developer building a Markdown note-taking app called Inkdrop. To run a successful software as a service business, I'm doing a lot of things alone, not only programming but also writing blog posts for marketing, providing user support, drawing illustrations, and on and on. So it is crucial for me to have the space and the tools which let me keep focusing on the work without being distracted. My workroom was originally a Japanese tatami room called Washitsu. Since it was not suitable for putting a desk on it, I put wooden floor tiles. I bought it at Rakuten Ichiba. They are enough solid and protect the tatami well. It looks very realistic and beautiful. I love it. Mac Pro is my main machine that I bought 7 months ago. Obviously, it is kind of over-spec when you use it for programming. But my product Inkdrop is built for multiple platforms like macOS, Windows, Linux, iOS, and Android. So I often have to run several virtual machines, iOS simulator, and Android emulator at the same time in order to debug on every platform. As you are watching this, I also use it for editing videos for my YouTube channel, and video editing is a very CPU and GPU intensive task. I also do photographic development using Lightroom and other design tasks using Photoshop and so on. There was only Mac Pro that fits my workflow, and it was a huge decision to buy it because it costs over $13,000. But I'm very happy with it at the moment because it has been never sluggish and I no longer have to worry about the computing capacity or memory usage while doing intensive tasks, which is so great. On top of that, I can no longer make any excuse by blaming the computer when something doesn't go well. You have no choice to do great work with this. My monitor is a Pro Display XDR from Apple. I was previously using iMac 2017 whose display has 5K resolution. I tried to find third-party 5K monitors, but it turns out that there were very few options with the same resolution. So I decided to go with Pro Display XDR, which has 6K resolution. That's insane. The display size is big enough and it allows me to split a beam window into a lot of panes so that I can edit multiple files while referring other files. I love this narrow bezel and minimal design. Pro Display XDR has 3 additional USB-C ports behind it. I put a retractable USB cable so that I can quickly connect my phone or other devices with my Mac. The monitor is mounted using a monitor arm called Ergotron MXV, which I bought at Amazon. It frees up some desk space, it's enough stable and holds the display very well. It allows me to change the display angle and distance quickly depending on the task. I've chosen a countertop from IKEA called KARLBY. It's affordable even including a shipping cost in Japan. This countertop is 184 cm long, which gives me plenty of room to scatter my stuff. It's also big enough for my wife and I to sit side by side. I attached a small drawer under the countertop to get a quick access to things like a remote controller. It is attached with double-sided tape. I bought it at Amazon. I've been sitting on a chair from Herman mirror called Aeron chair for more than 5 years now. You may know this chair because it's so popular around the world. I bought it at Rakuten Ichiba. I was using a very cheap chair before buying it. I found myself not so tired since I switched to this chair. It's so durable and hasn't broken at all even after 5 years of use. So I think it's worth the price. Take care of your back. Standing desks have become popular these days because they are good for your health. Our research says working while standing boosts greatly your need, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which means an energy consumption of your daily activity. I bought a height adjustable desk frame from Flexispot. It costs over $400, but I think it's worth the price. It's not so loud when it runs, and it's very powerful, so you don't need to worry about the weight of stuff you put on top of the desk. In addition to the standing desk to care my health, I work while walking at my desk using this portable stepper from Xiser. It increasing even more the consumption of the need. The hydraulic cylinder system works very smoothly and quietly. Besides, it makes your desk keep compact than putting a treadmill under the desk. As standing on the stepper barefoot can be slippery and dangerous, I put on Fivefingers shoes from Vibram, an Italian manufacturer of rubber outsoles for footwear. When you put on them, it feels like you are almost barefoot but feels stable as they hold your feet very well on the stepper. Walking pumps your blood and it improves your productivity. It's just like taking a walk while thinking about things. It's not quite distracting for doing tasks like coding than you imagine. You will soon get used to it. So I work in 3 styles: sitting, standing, and walking. I switch the work style between them periodically. These speakers are by Roth. I found them on Instagram in a post. I had to go ahead and research which ones they are exactly. One thing for sure though is that they look really nice and unique. The quality of the wood stand and steel ceramic housing are very nice. The sound quality is decent when it comes to highs and mids, but I found the bass to be lacking, so it is not suitable for listening to rock or dance music or things like that. It is not a big problem for me because I use other speakers in the other room when I enjoy music. Unfortunately, it is not sold anymore because it looks like Roth started focusing on another new product. I was basically happy with the Apple Magic Keyboard, but I want to make my videos more visually enjoyable since I started this YouTube channel. I found this keyboard called Keychron K2. It has a great matte black design and costs $89 with RGB backlight aluminum frame, which is way cheaper than Happy Hacking keyboard, so I decided to buy it. I also bought a palmless because other reviews say it is tall, and that was the right choice. To customize its keytop design better, I've also got a keycap set which costs $90. The key layout is very similar to the Apple Magic Keyboard, so the running cost would be low. Looks so cool. I'm not a big fan of RGB LED lights, so I rarely use it. I was a long-time user of Apple Magic Mouse. I haven't been caring much about mice, but this year I started using this mouse from Logicool called MX Master 3, which is a popular choice for creators. The big reason why I switched from Magic Mouse to it is that I started creating 3D models using Magic Boxer and Blender. Because creating 3D objects requires tons of clicking. So using this mouse increased my productivity, especially for 3D modeling. There isn't much I don't like about MX Master 3, except for one minor issue that the size is kind of too big for my hand. I often get tired of holding the mouse, so I'm planning to try a smaller model. Since iPhone supports wireless charging, I bought a wireless charger stand called PowerWave from Anker. I'm a lefty man, so I put it on the left side. It allows myself to keep an eye on my phone and charge it at the same time. Not to forget, I often use my phone as a way to change the color of the LED lights behind the desk, which is Philips Hue LightStrip. My old iPad stand holds my iPad at a fixed angle, which I didn't like. So I needed the stand, which is beautiful yet flexible. I found this one by YOHANN, based in Switzerland. It took 2 months to be shipped to Japan because it was out of stock and I pre-ordered it. It's made of a single chunk of wood that is carefully designed so that your iPad can be solidly balanced at one of 3 different angles, as you can see. So it works well both when you sit on a desk or when you stand in front of the desk. I love the design and the versatility. It costs $149 and is not cheap, but worth it in my opinion if you are searching for a beautiful and high quality iPad stand. There are 2 headphones hung under the countertop. One is for monitoring, and the other one is for general purpose. I bought this headphone hanger on Amazon in order to get quick access to them while keeping my desk clean. I've been using this noise cancelling headphone by Sony called WH-1000XM3, which is the previous generation of the model since they released the XM4 recently. I can't remember this terrible name, but the quality is decent. The sound is great and the noise cancellation works pretty great. I often carry it when I go to a cafe. This headphone is called AKG K712 Pro. Usually used for music and video productions like referencing, precise mixing, and mastering. Since Mac Pro doesn't have a headphone port, I use Apple's USB-C to headphone jack adapter. The big over-ear type prevents fatigue even during long hours of use, such as in meetings and video editing. On the right side of my monitor, I have a Blue Yeti USB microphone. I'm using it usually for voiceovers. I'm just recording like this, and also for voice chats and conferences. The mic is mounted using a Blue Compass Premium Broadcast boom arm. By using the boom arm instead of a mic stand, it suppresses picking up the keyboard typing sounds when shooting my workflow videos. To import pictures and videos that I shot quickly, I was searching for a mini SD card reader that doesn't distract the setup. I found this SD card reader from Anker. Thanks to having two USB-C ports on the top of the Mac Pro, I can connect the SD card reader here. The biggest and hardest problem to attain a clean desk is cable management. Hiding the power bar and keeping all my cords neatly tied together in one place was a priority. To accomplish that, I bought this black mesh cable tray from Sanwa Supply named CBCTERD5. It is long enough to hide the power bar and wires very well. Since the tray can be easily opened like this, you can quickly access and manage them. And I screwed the power adapter to the back of the countertop. I have another cheap tray for storing cables that are not always necessary, like a HDMI cable and the USB-C cable for charging power. On the left side of the countertop, I put a cable holder for those cables in order for them not to dangle from the countertop. Since it's a standing desk and the Mac Pro is too big to put on it, you need a very long Thunderbolt cable for a display. Currently, it's too short to run the display cable along the display arm, which looks a bit messy though. It's too expensive to buy a longer Thunderbolt cable at the moment, but I think it's good enough for now. Next to my desk, I have a ladder shelf from Scanteak called Scott. I was looking for a natural wood finish shelf to match my desk and it fits very well. My robot vacuum Roomba is hiding underneath and I have two cable boxes to store some power adapters. And I have a laptop stand and MacBook Pro here with a power adapter on the right side so I can quickly charge it. On the topmost shelf, you can see another Android phone displaying the air quality of the room. As you may notice, several sensors are peeking out of the cable box. They are connected with my Raspberry Pi, which is periodically logging the air quality such as temperature, humidity, CO2, and pressure. Because those significantly affect my productivity. It tells me when to refresh air with a sound like this. It's very useful to keep the room comfortable and to keep myself productive. Overall, I enjoy working at this desk. Of course, it'll never be perfect and I'll keep improving and changing it. Currently, I'm interested in changing the wall to more dark. But right now, this setup has been working very well for me. Let me know what you guys think about this setup. Links of the products that I mentioned are in the description section. Some stuffs are only available in Japan, but I hope it gives you some inspirations to improve your workspace. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace.